We saw in our last example how we can create a new feature by right-clicking on a folder and opening the feature definition wizard. We also have the ability to copy a feature into another feature definition by simply right-clicking on a feature definition itself and then opening the feature definition wizard. You see here we are in the copy mode. We're going to copy an alignment, and I'm going to give this a different name. I'm just going to call this frontage baseline and put it in the same folder. And then we'll go to our linear feature symbologies. Now here we have the option to either copy, and you'll see that it fills out all those properties, or we can make a new feature symbology. I'm going to use a new one here, and I'm just going to call this, again, frontage baseline. Put it back in the path. And at this point, it fills in the information that I had from my ramp baseline. And I'm just going to make a change here to my default. And then I'm going to set everything else back to none. So I'm just going to make some changes here. And as I'm doing this, you may be wondering, well, why would I want to copy a feature definition? It seems like you're changing everything. It would be just as simple to create a new one. Well, here's the deal. If you get into something like a corridor feature definition, for example, they have upwards of around 40 properties. And typically when you're copying a corridor feature definition, of those 40 properties, you may only need to change 5 of those. And so it does have advantages in certain situations, maybe not so much as on the alignment or linear feature definitions, but on some of your more complex feature definitions, like a corridor feature definition, copying it does make sense because most of the properties you'll typically reuse and just change a few settings. And so that's why I wanted to show both here. So we're going to make a copy of this, and we're going to call it frontage baseline for our linear. We'll go over to our profile. And on the profile, I'm just going to tell it to use the same one. So I'm just going to go pick it just so that you'll see the difference. So we'll pick the ramp baseline here. And so you'll see that it's all grayed out because I haven't hit the copy here. I'm just going to point it to ramp baseline in this example just to show you. And then we'll go in, put in our description, frontage baseline, and we'll give it a name seed. And then you can set your corridor template or item types, and we'll hit finish. And so now we have this new alignment feature definition called frontage baseline, where we made a new linear feature symbology, but we used an existing profile feature symbology. And so you'll see that is showing there. And then we're pointing to that new element template. So we go down and look at our frontage baseline linear feature symbology. You'll see the default element template now points to that. So like I said, copying is not that important when you're dealing with roads, but when you're looking at, a corridor feature definition, you can see all the properties there. And if you end up reusing a lot of those, that copy feature would be quite a bit useful. Now, the other thing that you may be wondering is, well, what's the difference between using the feature to copy something or just right-click copy? Right-click copy keeps everything exactly the same for your linear and for your profile symbologies, element template pointers, everything. It's just allowing you to give it a different name right here, and that's it. And so that's kind of the difference between copy or copying through the open feature definition wizard. So that is the difference.